So today we are going to be listing our 5 favorite fantasy and sci-fi series. Emma's going to talk about her 5 favorites. I'm going to talk about my 5 favorites. My 5 are in order ranked 5 through 1. Emma claims she cannot make such a ranking list, so hers will just be at whatever order she wishes. And we'll also be talking about our favorite book within that series as well. And so I don't know what Emma's top 5 are. She doesn't know what my top 5 are. I have suspicions, but I honestly don't know. I know you are struggling condensing this list down to 5. Are there any series that could have squeaked in but didn't? Like any honorable mentions or anything like that?
Okay. First of all, 5 is unfair. We should do like top 50. The House Switch. It's a great series on Kindle Unlimited. It's about a male witch who lives in a kingdom, and he is the king's witch, and he's taking care of the kingdom, and it's like a cozy fantasy, and he's got a pet cat that he can talk to, and they fight dragons together, and it's like this really fun, fantastic series, and it's really cool.
Okay, so it's like Dungeon Crawler Carl, but a witch.
No, because it's not a lit RPG.
But it's a talking cat.
But only he could talk to the cat. Nobody else can talk to the cat.
Okay.
Only he could talk to the cat.
Got it. Any other honorable mentions?
T. Kingfisher.
Okay.
She has her the Paladin's Grace series. It's like more of an adult, somewhat romantasy, but also darker. There's like more underlying murder plots, but they're like good and kind of like spooky. Yeah, I have a lot of other ones. It's really hard. 5 is like an unfair number.
We'll go through the list from, again, I'm going to rank it from 5th to 1st. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You start.
Okay, I'll start. So 5th place was the only hard one for me to decide. Like my top 4 are pretty locked in. The 5th one could have gone to a wide variety of different series. It could have been Dungeon Crawler Carl. It could have been Red Rising. It could have been Wheel of Time. It could have been a ton of different series, but none of those made it. And what I decided was
you brought
one.
props?
I'm not even sure if you've heard of this one. No, I have the books.
What is it, like
I'm
the
prepared.
Cat in the Hat?
That is a good one. But no, this is the Dandelion series by Ken Liu. I don't know. Have you heard of this series before?
No.
It's a great series. It's 4 books, and it covers this dynasty of these people who live on this island, and there's weird, like magical, there's all kinds of weird things that go on in these books, and it goes over like a period of 100 years. And the first book, I know a lot of people have trouble sometimes with the first book. It almost reads like a history book. It's almost like a prequel history book talking about some of these main characters and how this dynasty kind of was built and fallen apart and built and all this stuff. And then the next 3 books, it slows down a ton, and it's one of those weird books where it's written in a way I've never read any author write before, where it covers all kinds of different characters. Each book it'll sometimes introduce a side character, and then all of a sudden you're reading like 200 pages straight of this side character's like backstory. And so and then you're like, what? Why is this important? Like, why do I care about this? And then as you go through, you start making the connections, and it really is really, really well thought out. And this technology starts developing. You see like this whole history go through this war between different factions. It's super, super interesting, and I think very underrated. The author is also the guy who translated, I think, 2 out of the 3 Body Problem books. I know people have read those, and those are popular. He translated those, but these ones are his own books. And then my favorite book is book number 2, The Wall of Storms. This one is like a really amazing book. So if anybody wants to read the Dandelion Dynasty, the first book is a little shorter. You have to make it through and it might be a little strange, but the second book is where it really picks up, and it is an amazing read. So that is my 5th place book. What is one of
My books
yours?
are not in order.
I know your books are not in order. What is one of them?
These are not in any order. I do not love one any less than the others. Okay, so it's The Expanse. It's written by 2 men, but they share a name. Now, they don't share a name.
I didn't realize it was 2 different people for like a long time.
Really?
No, I
Now.
why would I know? It doesn't look like it's two different people.
Okay, so The Expanse is written by Daniel Abram and Ty Fernack. Now, interesting fun fact, they actually used to work with George R. R. Martin and help him.
Okay.
There's a lot of really cool Reddit deep dives you can go into with that in Game of Thrones. But we're going to leave Game of Thrones. Anyway, The Expanse, it's political intrigue, it's space, it's got everything. It's got this main character that is a real pain in the ass. But here's the thing, his name is Holden. It's far enough in the future, like 150 years, where you feel like it really could happen.
Okay.
Every single book, and I'm not even being dramatic because you're going to say I'm being dramatic, every single book is genuinely a 4 or higher. Like a 4 or higher. I have talked to multiple people.
And there's like 9 books, 10 books.
It will keep you hooked the entire time. They give you different viewpoints of sci-fi, but not like a normal. It's not like Red Rising where you're in like, this galactic, like it's like crazy. This is like if you and I were in sci-fi, how real people would be in these situations, and it's fantastic. It's really good. You have like camaraderie and like the way that everyone would interact with each other, and there is romance, but they're like adults, and it's like really good.
Okay. Do you have a favorite book in the series?
No.
They're all just kind of
they're all so good. Okay, no, that's not
good.
true. That's not true. Okay. Cibola Burn. It's the 4th.
Okay.
Cibola Burn.
Okay. I have the first 3 here, so I was looking at those. But
Cibola Burn, book 4. Let me tell you right now, you're never going to regret starting these.
I do plan on starting them at some point. I don't know if I'll get to it this year.
They're so good.
Hopefully within the next year or so. No, I have the first 3 here, so I'm definitely gonna start it.
What's your next one that's actually in order?
Okay, 4th place. Okay, this one. Okay, let me explain. So this is Joe Abercrombie, the First Lost series. What I'm considering his First Lost series is all 9 books in the series, not just the first trilogy. I'm clumping them together because it's all very similar. And because my favorite book isn't in the first trilogy, it's actually one of the standalone books that take place in with a lot of the same characters, but it's standalone, and it's called The Heroes. For anybody who hasn't read Joe Abercrombie, it's a grim, dark book, so it's characters that are very morally gray, but it's also very, very, very funny, and you get to know the characters and love them, and they just become like it has many of my favorite characters of all time in these books. And even as you go through and some of the main characters might not be in as much as this character, the characters that are in this are fantastic. And so what this book is The Heroes, and it takes a lot of the characters you've known in the first trilogy, and they're on opposite sides of this war. And so you're seeing both sides of this war going back and forth. Again, it's hilarious, but also super gruesome at the same time and super interesting. And so there's no like, it's the heroes. They're all heroes. There's no like one faction necessarily that you're rooting for, but you're just kind of seeing the interaction of what's happening on both sides. And it's just, I think it's probably one of the best, or to me, it's probably the best thing that Joe Abercrombie's ever written. And so I really, really enjoy this book. All the standalone books, and actually, I think they're making a movie of one of his standalone books.
The Devil.
No, well, that too, but they're actually in production of a movie very soon of the standalone book called Best Served Cold. That's his first standalone. This is his second, and the third standalone is called Red Country, which is like a Western, which I know it's not everybody's favorite. That's my second favorite. So I really like his standalones. As well as his
sneaking in. I just want to say that you're sneaking in other favorites as someone who is a stickler for this.
That's true. But this is the best one, but you can't read this until you read the first trilogy. So you got to read the first trilogy to get to this one. And the first trilogy is amazing as well. So what is your 4th or your next one?
Woohoo! Come on down. It's Dresden File.
How many books have you read so far?
6.
It's only been like a month since you started. You've been cranking these out.
No, I had read the first few a while ago.
Okay.
I cheated. I love him. So here's the thing. Harry Dresden. He's a wizard in Chicago. You got to do the voice. He wears a bowler hat. Not at all. He's like 6'6", and his dad was like a basic magician, but his mother was like this like cool, evil but not really evil wizard lady, and
Okay.
he's got a talking skull named Bob, and he solves crime with Murphy, who's a police detective with the special investigation unit. And it's like, oh god, it's fantastic. And he's like very sexy, but not like, like typical sexy. And it's every book is a new crime, but everything everything relates, rolling plot, so you can't just jump in. You got to start at the beginning. And Jim Butch is really good at putting in a lot of little details, and it's not fluff, so pay attention.
Okay.
You have to pay. All the details are relevant, and it's great. So don't skip books, and don't knock it till you try it. It's not stupid.
Who skips books in a series, by the way? That seems like a
people,
bizarre.
Hello,
that seems very bizarre.
Universe out there, some jackass out there commented on something. I don't know who you are, but I was reading, and you said if you just skip, some people skip this book in the series. You don't skip books. You don't skip it. You read. You want to know why? Because there's details. The devil's in the details, and you need to know things because I won't tell you what happens. What if somebody dies? And you don't know. And then you get to the next book, and you're like, hey, where's that character? They died in the last book, and you'll never know.
Yeah, I agree. You can't skip books, but you can skip novellas that aren't tied to the main. I know
you can't.
Some novellas.
No.
You can't.
No.
You can.
No, you can't skip. You were a cheater in school.
No, novellas don't count, but I suggest you do read them if you like the series. So I don't know why you
Novellas
wouldn't.
Don't count?
Well, if they're not like part of the main series, if they're like a little offshoot. Like, okay, so for example, Joe Abercrombie, in that First Law series, there is a book of short stories, and I actually don't like it. I would suggest to skip it. It's not worth it. It's like a little novella book.
Okay,
it's
well,
not
guess
worth
whose
it.
advice I'm never listening to. Now, ignore him. Let me tell
Mm.
you right now. You read The Expanse. They did a great thing for you.
Well, they have novellas too?
They put all their novellas in a book, and they put some of the characters' endings. They have little novellas that explain side characters' endings that you wouldn't get if you just read the series.
Does it tell you like when to read each novella, like after this book or after this book?
I'll tell you.
Oh, you just okay. I just listened to you. Okay.
I'll tell you.
Everyone at home. That's a critical part.
I'll tell you. You call me, I'll tell you.
So that's a critical part of that series too. I have to get the novellas.
They make everything so much better. But but you can't skip a novella. And you do Sun Eater, there's another novella. You get other stories that you
there's
wouldn't get. See? So you're going to be a novella skipper?
No, I suggest the novellas in Sun Eater.
You're a double dipper at a buffet, aren't you?
I don't think they're necessary.
You're a double dipper at a party with dip.
No, I flip the chip. That's how you do.
Novella skipper.
You just flip the chip, skip one of the two novellas if you don't need it. Not a big deal.
You need a novella.
So what is your favorite of the Dresden Files so far?
Okay.
I've heard they just get better as you go along.
They were never bad.
I didn't say they were bad. I've heard they just get better.
They can't get better if they were never bad. I don't have a favorite book. I have favorite jokes. I like Somewhere Out There's a Village Missing Its Idiot. I like, and for my next trick, anvils. And then I like, These Boots Were Not Made for Walking. Those are my three favorite.
I will keep my eye out for those. I've read the first one. I'm going to work on the second one soon. So I'm going to slowly catch up to you. And I'll keep my eye out. Are you ready for number 3?
I'm at the edge of my seat.
Number 3 is The Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson. I'm a big Cosmere fan, of course, and this is my favorite series within the Cosmere. And Words of Radiance, book number 2, is my favorite book within that series. Yeah, for Brandon Sanderson, like, I like Mistborn. I like a lot of his standalones. I like all the stuff he does and how it mixes together. But when it comes to a series, it was this series that like made me actually really get sucked in because of the depth and the characters and all of that. I don't think I would have been sucked in if it was just Mistborns and the standalones.
I loved Mistborn.
I do like Mistborn, but without the Stormlight Archive, I probably wouldn't have been sucked into the Cosmere in the way that I am. So
why that book?
And why? The pacing. I think the pacing is really, really good. There's no point in that it feels slow or too fast. There's always like something new that you're learning the whole time. It could be as I get older into an old man, I like Oathbringer more and more the third book. So it's slowly creeping in as my favorite one, but it's still this one for now. Do you have a favorite?
It's actually tied
Okay.
with another series for me.
I thought they weren't in any order for you.
They're not, but it was a
How could they be
cutoff. It was this or something else.
It was outside the top 5?
It was the cusp. It was this and something else to make
So
the top 5.
that means it's outside of the top 5.
But then I would only have a top 4.
It made it in the top 5.
This and something else. I couldn't decide.
How is it so confusing? How is your 5 favorites so confusing? Okay.
Also, here's the thing. How many times did you read Stormlight Archive? Flipping back, how long did it take you with the headings, the chapter headings?
What are you talking about?
You got it on the first round?
I don't know what you're talking about. You mean
read
like
Stormlight
connecting?
Archive, the chapter
you mean
headings.
connecting all the you just look up online after.
Well, I'm not
They're
a
all in
cheater.
one place. They're all in one place. You don't have to flip.
I didn't cheat. I did it myself.
If Stormlight Archive is in your top 5, I still can't tell if it's in your top 5 or not by the way you described it. If it is in your top 5, what is your favorite book?
I couldn't pick. I'm stuck on 4. It's 4, and then it's 5 is split, but this in another series.
Okay, well then, what's your favorite book of this series, and we'll move on. You can talk about the other series instead. I'm pushing it out of your top 5. What was your favorite book?
Then I only have 4.
I have no idea how your list works in your head. Just tell me your favorite book and why.
I like Rhythm of War. Teft is the best friend anyone ever had. He stayed back. Nobody else stayed back. He could have gone off. He could have been a general, and he said, "No, I'm going to stay back with my best friend Kaladin."
Okay, so
yeah,
Teft
and
made
also that book
you.
really cements the fact that Liren is the worst father.
But that's not why you like this book. So it's mostly because of Teft. Do you want to go into your third favorite or whatever favorite book? Just another book?
I like Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Okay.
For Samantha.
Can you explain? I mean, not everybody's read who knows what Samantha is. So
I'm assuming everybody knows her. Okay, but if you don't know Samantha, she's a floating sex doll head with a very large cavernous neck hole that she puts things inside of, and she's got a lot of personality, and she's a really good time, and she likes the Dirty Shirley Temple, and she floats around, and she's like actually a genius, and I think she's gonna win the entire game. But Dungeon Crawler Carl is a lit RPG about a man named Carl who he wasn't in the Navy SEAL, sorry. He was in the Coast Guard, and then the entire world kind of collapsed. And then you find out that the entire, end of the world is going to be televised, and all of the other alien planets are going to watch. And he goes into the dungeon with his cat named Donut, and it turns out Donut can actually talk after she gets a pet biscuit. And they compete through the dungeon to try to take over the entire world when they get to the 18th floor, if they get to the 18th floor. And it's very dramatic and fantastic. And one guy does all the voices. His name is Jeff Hayes, and he just got hired to do the voice of Donut in the TV adaptation that this guy over here ruined for me by saying it was going to be a cartoon. And that's Dungeon Crawler Carl.
I never said it was going to be a cartoon. I never said it was going to be a cartoon. I said it should be a cartoon. I didn't. But anyway.
Did you like
What's your favorite? Yes. Thank you for letting everybody know, because not everybody's read all these books.
Everybody should do it. If you haven't
people
done
have probably heard of Dungeon Crawler Carl, but I don't know if everybody's read it. What is your favorite book in this series? I think we talked about this before, but
we have talked about this. Yes. Let me tell you right now. I got scenes.
But
Samantha
your favorite
in the casino. Samantha
yes.
talking to the big spider when she talks about her bachelorette party. Samantha with the food truck. Anything with Samantha in it's my favorite scene.
But your favorite book is Eye of the Bedlam Bride, book 6, correct? Okay, I agree. That was like the first and only time we've ever agreed.
Yes, I'm
on
a big
something
Samantha
to that
fan.
degree.
Yes.
Okay. Yes,
I summarized that book so well so quickly.
You did. It's almost too quick.
But you understood everything I said because you were still able to disagree with me. So
okay,
that's the moral of the story. Slow enough to still argue.
Okay, we're going into the top 2.
Oh, your top 2. Mine aren't in order.
Well, I'm just gonna pretend they're top 2.
No, they're not my top 2 though. Don't say that.
For dramatic purposes, it's the top 2.
Not top 2.
All right. It is. It's actually a series I have not finished, which means it could become top 1 once I do. It has a good shot. But it is Malazan.
Malazan. Oh, God.
The Malazan Book of the Fallen. 10 very big books. I am currently in the middle of the 6th book. Malazan is a huge, epic story on this world that takes place over many different continents with hundreds of different characters. It's sort of grimdark, but not really. It's some of the best writing that I've ever read in terms of like the prose and like you want to read this one. You read it. You don't fly through this one. You read it slowly because you kind of like you
You
sip on it
savor
as you
it.
read. It's very, very good. The writing, the dialogue is probably some of the best I've ever read. The characters. So this is what he does really good, Steven Erikson. The characters in this book. So like, I know you love Wheel of Time, right? And with Wheel of Time, you've mentioned that you fall in love with the characters and they're just kind of like your friends and you just kind of get to know them and you just throughout
Yeah,
the entire
that's
series.
friends. That's friends
Steven
for life.
Erikson, what he can do, because he introduces so many characters, and sometimes you'll see them for one book, but maybe not for another book, you'll fall in love with their characters within like 4 pages. I've never read an author with that ability to make you fall in love with a character so quickly. And he's able to do it over and over and over and over again for hundreds of characters. And it's one of those weird, like with Wheel of Time, for me, I've always like, oh, who is this character again? Who is this character again? Because there's so many characters. With this one,
Oh
I
my
never get
God.
confused. They're very distinctive. And so, anyways, very funny also. One of the funniest authors of any that I've ever read, as well as just most epic in scale. It's also very brutal. And it's just everything. So each book is just everything. Where people might struggle with this is because you have to pay attention. You're not going to know what's going on. You have to be okay with being in the dark, being like, oh, a bunch of crazy stuff that happened. Like, I don't know. I didn't even know that was possible. Why is that possible? How did this happen? And you're going to be in the dark, but the characters are in the dark too. So you know as much as the characters, and they don't know what's going on. They don't even know why they're fighting for some of the first book, right? So you're seeing this stuff happening, but you're seeing it through the characters' eyes. And so you have to be okay with kind of being lost, knowing and trusting the author is going to eventually you'll understand. And I think that'll also make rereading this series really good, because like there's still like I'm 6 books in out of the 10. I still don't even know really where we're going. Like like I
That's not a
still
good
don't even know.
sign.
And no, but it's that's how good it is. It's just like it keeps it mysterious. And then there's some books like you go to book 5 and all of a sudden like are you finished book 1, book 2 it's all brand new characters. Book 3 it's some of the same characters, but book 5 it's all brand new characters in a time hundreds of thousands of years. It takes place before the books, and then you jump forward. So you have to kind of trust the process of like you're always, even as you start to get to know what's going on.
People have been recommending this series to me. I just want to let you know. This
Yes.
sounds like some sort of weird torture.
No. It's excellent. You just have to commit to the process. You have to be like okay with being a little confused every now and then, but that's fine. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
And this book, The Memories of Ice, book number 3, is my favorite book of all time. It's my favorite book of all time. I'm currently reading book 6. Book 6 might become my favorite of all time. I'm only halfway through, so I don't know for
But this
sure.
isn't your favorite series of all time.
It is not my favorite series of all time yet. When I finish it, it possibly could. I don't know if it's going to be my favorite series of all time. It might, though.
Of all time, but I'm not going to guess it yet.
But definitely read this. You'll love it, and you will not be intimidated by it. Also, it's not hard to read. I think people get confused.
I've heard a lot of rumors that it's torture.
It's very easy to read. The writing's excellent. You breeze right through it. So it's not hard to read. It's not confusing to read. It's not any of that stuff. It's just you have to like be okay with not understanding why things are happening. Like there might be giant hounds that come out of nowhere, jump out of a portal, and eat these characters right in front of you and run away. And you'd be like, what? What happened? And you'll be like, I have no idea what happened. And that's okay. You'll figure it out down the road. You have to be okay with that.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
But it's not hard to read. I think that's a misconception.
People recommended this. Great.
So read it. Okay. What's your second favorite series?
This is not my second favorite because I'm not going in order, so I'm not going to fall for that trap. But in reference to your earlier comment where you shit on the Wheel of Time, the wheel weaves.
I didn't shit on it. It was close to my top 5.
The Wheel of Time.
I just said the characters are easier to remember.
They're not easy to remember. It's very easy to remember the characters of the Wheel of Time if you pay attention.
They're easier for you to remember because you make up new names for them.
I remember everything with my names. My names are more memorable. The names in the book are very hard
exactly.
to
That's my point.
I don't know how to pronounce any of the names in the book.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If everybody was
They're
named
more memorable.
Todd, it'd be a lot easier. Wheel of Time.
Okay. Why do you love Wheel of Time so much?
Okay. So it's a quest. I love a quest. I would go on a quest tomorrow. If you were
Okay.
like, Emma, we're going on a quest, I would say, okay, that's fine. I'll leave everyone I love. We're going on a quest. I love a quest. He's going on a quest. There's a prophecy. I, I'm a whore for a prophecy. He goes on a prophecy. He's like, I'm gonna fulfill this. And there's like witches, and they say there's a dragon, but they've never seen a dragon before. I mean, they could think a rock is a dragon. That's kind of annoying. That's driving me crazy. And there's like multiple points of view, and there's tons of thousands of characters, but everybody's memorable. And it all takes place over like 2 years. And these characters
Mm-hmm.
are like, I mean, I could tell you everything about them, and I could tell you everything that's happened in every single book and everything they've been doing, unlike some people who don't pay attention. But I could tell you everything that's been going on because I remember all the details. I'm perfect.
Okay. But and you just like a quest, a good quest.
I love Wheel of Time.
Okay.
I love Robert Jordan, too. I don't think he ever droned on. I don't even think there was a slog. I think people that think there was a slog should I'm going to crawl through the computer like a poltergeist.
Well,
I
I thought it
think,
was a slog
yeah,
on some of the books. So
be wary. Don't turn your TV
uh,
on. Here I come.
mm,
It's not a slog. You learn important details. This guy skips novellas. You need the details. You need to understand the characters. He's building the universe. You're building up to battle. You don't you want the build up? What Robert Jordan is doing, a man who loves kink, is giving you a build up. Can't you appreciate what he's doing? Do you get the undertones?
I get it. I just don't agree.
This is the kind of guy that
But
skips to the finale without
I
appreciating a
don't.
good build up.
That's not even true at all. Not even a little bit. What's your favorite book? You haven't finished it yet. You finished the first 12 books. So what's your favorite out of the first 12?
I can't pick.
The Great
I
Hunt.
can't.
That's many people's favorite. The Great Hunt.
Okay,
The
well,
Dragon Reborn.
I'm not
those are
everybody. So here's what I do. Here's
Crossroads
what
of
I do.
Twilight. That sounds like maybe it's your favorite.
Stop that. What I do is I finish a book in the series, and then I spend the next week and a half skimming through all of the other books that I've read so far in the series to make sure I didn't miss any details, and then mapping out all of the prophecies that I might have missed, and then making sure that I didn't miss any of the clues. And then I go back and I re-listen to any conversation that I think might have had a clue, and then I go back and I mark all of the important pages, and that's how I keep track of everything. And so, like, I'll go back and I'll give myself, okay, I have 3 days to go through book 2, and I'll spend 3 days reviewing book 2, and then I'll have 3 days to go back through book 4 and 5, because last time I didn't get to go through book 4 and 5, so what if I miss the important
Okay.
details? Yeah. And then I give
Okay.
myself some tests that I make up to make sure I didn't miss anything, so I'll give myself quizzes. The quizzes are
Okay.
important.
Are you ready for the number 1? And this is
Guessing
not going to
Sun
be
Eater for you.
Yeah.
Was I right?
Yeah. So Sun Eater is my current favorite series of all
Christopher
time.
Ruscio Pistachio.
Yes. So I heard, and evidently it's Christopher Rocchio. I've been corrected. It's Christopher Rocchio, not Ruscio. So
Oh.
just let you know, it's Rocchio.
Not Ruscio Pistachio.
So I don't understand the hate that sometimes the series gets, but I think
stupid.
it is fantastic. I
It's so
think the
good.
prose is the best. Like for me, I could read, like
Over and
I
over
could
again.
read a book and I could read a chapter and I could read, it's probably one of the few books I could probably read a book and then read it again and then read it again. I'd have no problem
I agree.
because it's just so well written. And very few books in fantasy or sci-fi are written to this level, like this level of prose. So like even the times, in fact, the times when things are not happening as much, when there's less action, I actually think those are some of the best
beautiful.
parts of the books. Like the dialogue between the characters and what's going, like it is just so good. And what I also like about it, because it goes over a long span of time, over Adrian's long life, and he has very different phases throughout his life. So each book, even though it's covering the same character, the same point of view, reads very differently and has a very different tone to it. And so it's like they're each, and people kind of maybe don't like that the tone shifts throughout it, but I think that's what makes it actually interesting, is seeing this character throughout
Evolve.
his huge 1,000-year life evolve and change as these crazy situations and events happen to him. So I've only read this series once. I recently read the first book again. I'm working my way through my reread on it, but yeah, so far I'm enjoying it as much or more the second time around. So this might fall to Malazan once I finish Malazan, but I don't know. It's gonna be really hard just because I like how this is written so well. That's the part for me where it's like Malazan is written. It's probably like my second favorite in terms of prose, but I couldn't read a Malazan back to back. Like those things are like, it takes a lot out of me to complete. These ones don't take anything out of me to complete. I can just go through it like nothing. So that's why for me, that's why it's my.
Do you ever want to say
favorite.
pros and con? They got great
No.
pros and cons.
No.
Okay.
No. I've never thought of that. That's the first time.
I'll be taking it. Okay.
So what is your favorite series?
It's not my favorite.
Okay.
It's just in my top 5. But now it's going to sound stupid because it's in my group. All right. So
in your group.
Here's my thing.
Okay.
I have a trend, if you will.
Okay.
It follows Sanderson and Robert Jordan. It's Ryan Calhill. He's new. He just went on tour with Sanderson. Bound in the Broken also is a quest. It follows 3 young friends, very similar to Wheel of Time. He also really liked Robert Jordan and Sanderson, and they also start on a quest. And there's dragons and a dragon rider, and there's witches, and all the books are very long, and there's multiple points of view, and there's wolves, and it's sounding a lot like all my other favorite books.
But he takes a lot of inspiration from them, but it's different. It's different.
Yeah, it's more like Lord of the Rings, Aragon, Wheel of Time-esque. Not so much Sanderson involved at all. Definitely more that way than that way. The last book comes out this year. It's supposed to. He just got picked up for traditional publishing, and I don't know if that's going to push it back, but it was set to come out this year. All of his other books are already out, and they're fantastic. They start out pretty small, and then they get to be like thick, like 1,200 pages.
I would imagine they'll push it back because I know that they released one book, then the novella. He's got novellas, and I heard that the novellas are important to read in this case.
They are. They're very important.
Yeah,
they
I heard
show
that.
Where they get certain characters' back histories. It is crucial.
And I think the second main book is coming out in like a real published version of it in a month or maybe this.
Yeah,
very
they're
soon.
releasing them quite close.
I would imagine like every 2 to 3 months they're going to catch up, and then leading up to the release of the final book. And so it's and I want to read it.
They are really good.